Hi, this video is about whether or not ChatGPT really does help us in a practical way, or is it just kind of a fancy tool that can do kind of silly or creative things that are novel things, but it's not really helping us, at least from a direct productivity standpoint. And I've seen enough articles and enough studies to reach a pretty strong conclusion that there's a variety of ways in which ChatGPT makes certain people better at their job. Not necessarily better, but a lot of times faster, and sometimes just better, and in significant and measurable ways. So for example, in this article, and I'm going to show you several articles here, and there's definitely more that I'm not showing that talk about this stuff, so don't think this is just all there is. But I think it's useful, just real quick, to take a step back to really ask this question and really explore this. Is this just like like Bitcoin or whatever, or blockchain in general, at least currently as it is now, is it more of a sideshow, or is it something that really does make an impact and live up to some of the AI tech bros fantasies or whatever, or is it taking us there? So this is a very fair question that I think we should continue to ask, even if the data does more and more point towards what I'm going to show you, I think, in this video. Anyway, back to kind of this main thing. So basically what they did was, it was a technical support company, or this was in their technical support department in a Fortune 500 company, where they gave people ChatGPT, and their turnover rate went down, but also their ability, the speed and the quality with which they, and I'll put links to a link to this, using the generative AI tools helped the representatives do better. So they got better, and they became less likely to quit. So maybe it was more fun and more interesting. Maybe that's going to wear off because ChatGPT is novel, but it's still, this makes a lot of sense. And this is making people more productive, and it's only going to get stronger. Let's look at another article. In this one, let's start by looking at the kind of the sample of business professionals in a variety of fields. I'd say these are all kind of white collar type of jobs. And they were asked to write 2 documents within their field. They wrote one the normal way and one with computer aid. Half were assigned to use ChatGPT when writing a second document, while the other half wrote a second document the normal way. So the first document, it sounds like, is sort of like a control. This is an interesting study. And some of them hadn't even used ChatGPT before. Only 30% had used it before. Sort of the conclusion: faster work, better results. Typically, when you work faster, you sacrifice results. But in this, the ones who use ChatGPT were faster, and the results, the quality of these deliverables were also higher. So let's just look at this from 27 minutes to 17 minutes. That's a huge difference. Imagine applying that across a company. A productivity improvement rate of 59%. That's pretty insane, I think, to be honest. So they try to answer why. I'm not sure we know exactly why, or at least we don't know for sure what we know, because there just haven't been that many studies. But I think we can speculate, and I think I have a pretty reasonable idea. Reduce skill inequalities. That's potentially part of it, like if you have weaknesses that are holding you back. But they have this really neat graph that I think really helps us understand why. So if you look at it, the amount of time they spent brainstorming and drafting the text are both substantially less, while they actually spent more time, if you look kind of closely, editing the text. So what this is doing, I think this implies, and again, it doesn't prove, but what this is implying is that the initial getting started stages, the laying the groundwork, doing the initial thinking and planning and drafting is dramatically reduced. You can see this goes from a little over 20 minutes to less than 10 for those two combined. And so as a result, you don't spend as much, you're getting the brainstorming done by the robot, by the AI model that is actually very good at that, at brainstorming type stuff and drafting. I kind of think it's similar, it's not exactly the same thing, but they're kind of similar kinds of types of tasks. Technically, maybe you could count drafting text to be part of the brainstorming process, but it's not a perfect output, which is why it requires more editing. They do make a point in here that actually sometimes, because some of the outputs are false or incorrect, you do have to kind of circle back around. And I think that makes a lot of sense when you don't need to jog your memory of all the different things that you need to remember. That actually an AI is really good at remembering just kind of a wide range of facts, at least if it's after September of 2021, or you don't have it, maybe with the plugins you can do even more recent facts. Then the large language model is actually really good at that. It doesn't have to jog its memory. It doesn't have to go, oh wait, you don't have, what was that product's name or that thing's name or that feature. It just knows it and it writes it right away, and you don't have to remember it. So this is not surprising. I don't think it 100% proves it, but it's another data point in the direction of, using ChatGPT, even for people who are very new at it, does, for white collar type of work, knowledge work, does increase your productivity. It just seems like really strong data in that direction. Here's another one. Office overachievers won't be happy about it. And this is similar to what they alluded to before. Using the generative chat, they were 14% more productive. And one of the conclusions of the article or the study was that one of the things that it did was it enabled, especially the people who were newer and less experienced and lower skilled workers, it dramatically increased their capabilities. So I guess if you look at it like somebody who doesn't know how to talk to customers, they don't have any experience talking to customers, 10 years ago, how would you train them? You'd take some time and you relate it, and they'd probably make a lot of mistakes. But if you integrate ChatGPT, they might actually even be able to have the voice of, let's say they're doing chat support or even voice, on the phone voice support. I think it could dramatically help their ability to say things in the most professional way possible. And to struggle less and therefore be faster or more productive with certain things that otherwise even having like a knowledge database that they can search through, they might not be able to know the right answer very quickly or easily. And here's one of their conclusions. Not surprising, our overall findings demonstrate that the generative AI working alongside humans can give a significant positive impact on productivity and retention of individual workers. So productivity and retention, that's interesting. I didn't expect that. I guess it's maybe more fun to use, and they don't have to work so hard on certain things, so it makes it a little bit more interesting. I do question this last assertion that they're making based upon the data. I know that it kind of points in this direction, but I suspect that this is only a temporary effect because the people who get to know how to use it better and know how to use it within the field that they're in, and they start to go, oh, when I ask it a specific way here, or when I frame it this way, or when I use this sort of template, I get a really good result. It's going to become its own skill set. Now, it is pretty easy and intuitive to pick up, so that's why in that other study, some people are just brand new to it. They they were able to get productivity improvements. But just kind of like, does it level the playing field? I question that assertion in a lot of ways. I think that there's a lot of arguments against this, so I wouldn't necessarily believe this. Well, that's it. If you liked this video, please like. If you have any other articles that support or contradict or anything in between how productive ChatGPT makes you, please leave a comment below. Happy to look at it and respond to it, and maybe even shoot a video about that specific data set. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and hope you have a great day. Bye.